Hey, Scarecrow, 1776, and Colleen O'Sullivan, 12B, Georgia. There's more in here than that, but I don't see them right here at the moment. But everybody's welcome here. Glad you're here. Maybe a few more people will come in. Pardon me. Before we get too deep into this, because we got some good information to bring out tonight. I just want to get everybody in here. If you're watching this on the replay, hit the like button, on your way in or your way out, and if you like my content, sub to me, and leave me comments. And we'll certainly try to get nothing but the truth out there to you. My PayPal information is somewhere in the chat tonight, I'm sure. Hello, Greg. How are you doing, brother? He's my dear cousin, Greg Martin. But I want to thank Carol Arms. This is a gun store. I want to thank them for their kind PayPal donation, and I want to thank 12B for his PayPal donation. Colleen O'Sullivan, my dear friend, thank you. 12B Georgia, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And remember, when you're out here doing nothing on the internet and you're searching around, go over to California Critic and to Sam Reports and subscribe to them and watch their videos and leave comments. And speaking of California Critic, tonight we have a guest, California Critic, and we're going to introduce him to you right now. Hot Rod, I'm just going to let you introduce yourself, and then when you're done, John can start the show off with his first idea there.
All right. Well, I just want to tell everybody hello. I can't see the chat, so if you say anything, I won't be able to respond. But if you're a regular, you guys know I'm a character, but I enjoy it. I'm here to keep it 100% with you guys. So thank you for the opportunity, Bobby.
Oh, always, and especially tonight we have 4 guests tonight. At the moment, there's only 3 on stream, but we have Hobo Hank with us tonight. So Hobo Hank will be here in a little while, and you'll all love that, and you'll see why I love California Critic so much. This guy is so serious when it's time to be serious, but yet he's like Florida Jim. He's always got something to make you laugh. So, so welcome,
thank you,
California Critic. I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you too, Bobby.
Anytime. Well, John, I know you're biting at the bit. You said that you had some stuff and you're ready to rant. So let's have at it. Where do we start?
Well, one thing that we've learned is a good riot will cure COVID-19. Has anybody heard anything of COVID-19 in the last couple? Funny how it just ends.
No, I heard something.
Here we go again, people. I will tell us. What was that?
I don't know. You're freezing up.
Fight and defend. I heard that COVID-19 was. I heard. Or can you hear me now?
Yeah.
John. COVID-19 was last seen
rioting. Yes, I can hear you.
It was COVID-19 was last seen rioting in an inner city near you.
Exactly.
That explains it.
Yep.
Yeah, you haven't heard anything about COVID-19.
When you people and you won't. When you people get a minute, if you look at the name I'm running tonight, look that up. All right? It's the Rockefellers, Operation Lockstep. We are in Operation Lockstep. Okay? The COVID plan did not work out like they had hoped it would.
Yeah.
People called BS early on it, and they stood up, and it backfired. COVID-19 is one of 4 pandemics that they're going to try on us. Okay? Their whole end game is tighter top-down government control and more authoritarian leadership. It is going to be a prison-like lockdown for all of us. Complete control is the game plan. This killing that they had with this, with the cop and the black gentleman,
And Minneapolis.
there's something else about this. Yep, something is not right about this. The more I watch it, the more something just doesn't add up. When you start reading what the Rockefeller Foundation has in store for us, you're going to see. Because their game plan, bear with me for a second as I go through my notes. There was so much going on.
Sure, no problem.
Says the Rockefeller Foundation lays out a scenario on how a pandemic could be used to lock down society with alarming implications for our post-pandemic future. This is all written in 2010, people.
In 2010.
October 21st. Yep. Exactly. 2010. Think about that.
The earliest
On
I
October
found
21st, 2000. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the earliest I heard anything about the COVID pandemic was 2003. That's the earliest anything I found on it. So yeah, it's been they've had.
I'll read you. Oh yes.
Go ahead.
Yep. We've got five. October 21st, 2014. We're on the verge of a full transformation. All we need is the right major crisis, and the nations will accept the new world order. David Rockefeller.
That sounds like a cabal type thinking,
Okay.
doesn't it, Rod?
Yep.
Sounds like a typical cabal who thinks that they've got this thing by the shirt tail, and it's all going to go their way. But I think they've got a lot to
Yes.
look about and think about, because I don't think it's going to go quite so easy.
Well, it won't go quite so easy.
Go ahead, Rod.
It won't go. It's not going to go quite so easy with people like you guys, people like me, and other people who are awake. But people that are in the inner city, like I said on my last video, that have been basically told all their lives that they were inferior by their own people, and they have this inferiority complex, like they're not good enough because that's all they've ever been told. They're going to fall in line like sheep. No matter what they say, they'll still cry about slavery, racism, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
It's like the same old song and dance, Feel Bad for Me. It's like there are other minorities who have gone through similar situations as the blacks, not quite slavery, but they've gone through the same type stuff, but you don't hear those other groups crying about the fact that they went through those things.
Well,
You
hey,
don't hear
talk
the
about it.
Asian.
Talk about the Japanese in
Yes.
World War II.
Yes. You don't hear the Japanese crying about being placed in internment camps. You don't hear the Native.
Sorry, guys.
You don't hear the Native. Yeah, we're buffering. You don't hear the Native Americans crying about what was done to them. The government tried to wipe them out. They tried to commit genocide on those people. You don't hear them crying about that stuff. You don't hear Hispanics crying about being treated just like the blacks. All these different groups took what happened to them and just kept moving forward and continued to try to do better with each generation that passed. And that includes the Irish, the Italians, all the Europeans. Nobody sat there and cried, but you have one group that is constantly told it's okay to cry about racism. But some of the most racist people I've ever met in my life have been black people.
Oh, of course.
They were some of the worst. Yeah, but it's okay because.
But I've had more than one black person tell me a black person can't be racist. No
That's
matter
the
what
lie
they
push.
say,
Yeah.
no matter what they say, it's not racist because they
Yeah.
are the race.
Right. And I don't play that.
Here's an example of that. That little prophet pimp, Al Sharpton,
Oh yeah.
came out and said that it's not right that they're burning down black-owned businesses. Really? What about the whites? Apparently that's okay, you racist peckerhead. He is one of the worst ones.
Yeah, I mean,
He
heck,
really is.
It was really good of him to say, "Don't be burning down black businesses," but he should have told him not to be burning down no businesses.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Bobby,
these are
stop
your
making
people.
sense.
These are your people. Yeah, these are
That's
your
my
people,
job.
Al. You proud?
Well,
You know,
see,
and then the fact that they're driving around. Go ahead.
I was going to say, John, you know as well as I do, working as a Leo, working in law enforcement, you deal with every shade of the rainbow.
Oh yeah.
I'm only going to
Yes.
speak for my experience. John can tell you his. The people that that we had the most problems with were the black inmates.
Oh sure.
They were
Yep.
constantly crying racism. They were constantly complaining about stuff. I noticed when I first started my career, when I'd be working, older black gentlemen do not like being told what to do by younger people, especially people of a different ethnicity.
Yes,
They
Greg.
refuse.
It'll be fine.
They refuse to listen, and they think that they don't have to listen to you because they're older than you.
Greg,
Yeah.
hang on just a second. I got to pass on a family message here. Yes, it'll be totally fine, Greg, for Aunt Mildred to go with my sister to Cherokee, North Carolina next week. The casinos are closed, so the only thing they're going to be doing is being at the pool. So it's fine for them to go up there. Don't worry. All right, let's get back to what we're talking about. I would love to see Al Sharpton standing by a puddle while I was driving by. Yeah, well, you accept stuff a little better than I do. I mean, I would want to make sure that maybe there was some kind of lever bomb or something there in the street that when I drove across it, it would go off. While he was standing next to that puddle.
Personally, I'd rather have him check the tread under my tire. But anyways,
I was gonna say, I would say, officer, I'm sorry that I hit that bobblehead. I hydroplaned on that puddle.
Exactly.
You guys are crazy. That's why I had you on here.
California, you were talking about how you seen it when you were working.
Right.
I was on during the whole Rodney King situation. Okay. And you want to see sniveling snowflakes, holy crap, every day, following us around with their camcorders. This is back during camcorder time, whining. Unbelievable.
We had the same thing in the military.
Yeah, oh yeah,
same thing in the military.
So, it just. I probably shouldn't even say it, but I'm going to say it. What blows my mind is they whine. Oh, they didn't have a chance in life. All they want is the chance. Well, if you want a chance, here's a novel idea. Instead of smashing the windows in the sneaker store, you go to Herman's Supply and a good pair of work boots if you're so desperate to go to work like you are. Oh, funny how store never gets banned during the riots. Think about that. I didn't.
Red is.
There you go.
Oh, LOL! I have some fresh pig crap. I would like to fill his car with. Talking about Sharpton, I guess.
Oh, it's already full of crap. It's just not pig crap.
Man, I'll tell you what. That old girl that threw that Molotov cocktail at that cop, she went straight to jail. She didn't collect $200.
She should have got served hot lead.
Yeah, well, they were using paintballs and rubber bullets.
Yeah, it's called the Bobby.
Yeah.
That
She's
particular weapon system is called a J-Core. It's a high-powered pepper ball launcher, and those things hurt.
Oh yeah, is it air operated?
But what it is the regulator on it is set at a higher pressure than what you can get. Like, it's more of like a competition paintball gun, but they hurt like a son of a gun. I got hit with one.
I've never played paintball. Always wanted to. Well, they're lucky that they're shooting paintballs at them and not lead. And but they're again too now. Those cops, I think they have to wait on orders before they can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And the police chief, you can forget that. I mean, the mayor's being a fool, just like all these other mayors. Oh, come on, guys, just go home. Don't do this. And again, don't destroy your own communities. Like, okay, go destroy other communities.
Right.
She says, just don't destroy your own community. But that's what's so crazy about it. That's what they do. They go into their own neighborhoods. They go into their own cities, their own boroughs, like around New York, Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, Manhattan, all of it. They don't care. They're tearing up their own stuff. And they don't care.
Well,
makes no sense.
Once again, look at the areas that are having all the problems. They're blue states or blue counties.
Yep.
Again. So for all these sniveling little mayors out crying the blues now, shut up. This is what you asked for. This is what you got.
Yeah.
Right.
I am done with you freaking snowflakes crying when things get out of hand. This is the idiots you wanted in your county. You got them. Now shut up.
Yep.
Oh, Franny says she freezes her paintballs.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing I was going to tell you is that operating system. It actually has hard rounds that they can use. They're not supposed to be used on people, but you can use them to like break windows and stuff like that. So, I mean, you might drop a couple in by accident.
Just by accident. And make sure that when you do shoot that round by accident, you've got it pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, right at their forehead.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Steve Evans. Yeah, I'm wondering what happened to you, brother. Go ahead, John.
This is planned chaos, guys. This is the race war that they want. This is what's coming.
Yeah.
Once again, listen, and we talked about this. These demon rats and the cabal and the elite, they know that we're coming for them. And once again, they need a distraction. COVID-19 didn't work out, so now we're going to burn the cities down. You know what? Like I said last week, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to worry about these idiots out here burning the city down. We're going to drive right around them, and we're still going after our targets.
Yeah.
You were the people that started this. That's who we're going for. Now, the whole thing is a mess. You watch law enforcement at these riots, and we just had a sheriff down here last night get his neck slit during one of the riots. They lit the mall on fire down here. You watch that, and for some of the guys, you almost feel bad for until you watch the video in Minneapolis, where the cop went down the street with the Hummer and law enforcement was behind him screaming at everybody that was minding their business to get into their house. And this one lady was videotaping it. She continued videotaping it. They screamed at her to get in her house. She didn't move. Somebody in the crowd, one of the cops said, light her up. And they started shooting her with paintballs until she ran into her house. That there, folks, is martial law. Flat out martial law.
It is. And because of that, John, let me get to this right quick. Campfire PMA said, we need to formulate our own resilient networks. like mines, circles, and safety nets on our terms, tangible resources and assets now, and that's what we need. That's what I've been saying, Campfire. We need to have some kind of network or some kind of system of how we can communicate with like-minded people and follow
Yep.
each other, because that's the only way we're going to know when it goes stupid. You know, when they cut the TVs off, we
Yeah.
won't know what's going on, and so we're going to have to rely on the
I
people.
don't think we're.
Go ahead.
I don't think we're far off. I don't think we're far off. We are in it now.
Yeah.
We are in it.
Well, I told you 3 weeks
really
ago.
are.
I gave it 60 days before the
Yep.
crap hits the fan. And anytime you have, and call me a racist if you want to, but the only people who shout racism are the black people.
Mhm.
And so
Yep.
maybe they're the only people who can have racism, pointed at them. But I don't understand it. It's almost like this is something that maybe not the majority, I don't know, but Black Lives Matter, the Black Panthers, all of these black groups that preach violence.
Mhm.
We do have white supremacist groups, right? I don't back them either. But now, so what are we going to do? They're not going to be the ones out there fighting. I don't expect to see skinheads over here and Antifa and Black Lives Matter over here. It's not going to be like a battlefield, back in the Civil War or in World War II even. They're not going to meet face to face. They're going to have their war through the civilian population.
Yep.
You see, they're going to harm the population to get at the other one because they don't want to face each other. Neither one of them do.
Right.
They want a war. Oh yeah, they talk big, but let it come to them and see what happens. They'll probably wind up shooting themselves in the foot, But
the only problem
to us before it gets to them. I just believe that.
The only problem that we're going to run into, and this is all part of this this Operation Lockstep, is since September 11th. Okay, the U.S. government has spent $60 billion on U.S. bioweapon research. You got to see some of the stuff that they've made up. They have stuff to kill all the crops.
Yeah.
Wheat, rye, everything. They have a bioweapon that'll incapacitate a human instantly. This is their new tool. They admit it right in the article. This is their new tool. It's the deep state working with the Rockefellers, and that's their tool. You're not going to see us out. I mean, right now you have the National Guard and stuff out on the street, but that's going to get so out of hand. You wait to see that they don't hit us again with a sickness.
Well, John,
seriously,
you have you said they have stuff to deal with wheat and all that other stuff. A majority of the crops that are coming out now, they're all genetically modified already. So they already know exactly what to do to them to destroy them. You have crops now that are resistant to any kind of disease, you name it. And then they're pumping Roundup all over that stuff as they're growing it.
Yep.
And everybody's eating that stuff. And they wonder why cancers and all these other diseases are going through the roof. They're also pumping that stuff. If you want to see some crazy stuff, look into Monsanto, the company.
Oh yeah.
I have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous what these people are into. And what's crazy is before I really got into all this stuff, I had a coworker tell me about it one day. They were just randomly having a conversation. John, you know how it goes. You have your downtime. You're just randomly BSing. And one of the guys, he's got his coffee cup and he's talking. And all of a sudden he goes, He goes, he goes, hey, have you ever heard of Monsanto? And I go, what the hell is a Monsanto? And he goes, you never heard of Monsanto? I go, no, what's Monsanto? And he goes, it's a company. They got their hands in everything. And I'm like, really? And this wasn't a guy that was like a conspiracy guy or nothing like that. Just a even cool, level-headed guy. And he goes, yeah, you should check them out. They're really bad. And so I ended up starting looking into them, and I'm like, man, these people have been around since like the beginning, and they're tied not just with their company. They have their fingers in all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah, DuPont's one of their big ones, and
they're tied. They're tied to Disney.
Sure, they're all tied together somehow.
Well, Bayer bought them out. Remember Bayer Aspirin?
Right.
Yes.
Bayer bought Monsanto out. So think of that, folks.
Big Pharma.
They're all in bed together. Yes, Big Pharma.
They're all in it together.
Pharma.
There you go.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, we are on the cusp of martial law. Some areas are already under martial law, folks. Mm-hmm. It's here. Get ready. Take no bullshit and take no prisoners. I hate to say it, but it's here. When you read Operation Lockstep, you're going to understand everything, and you're going to know exactly what their goal is. And it's about complete control. All your movement, what you do, what you say. Go ahead, Bobby.
And to all of you who don't know what lockstep is, unless you've been in the military or been trained to march as a police officer, lockstep simply means that y'all are all taking the same steps. You look like a bunch of Germans or the North Korean army when you're in lockstep, and
unison,
total unison, move as one. And that's when I first began, when I was in the military, that's when I first began to understand how individual men come together in an organization like the Army, in a platoon, 30, 40 guys, and everybody is concentrating on just one thing. And that intrigued me, and I like that part of it. I like being part of a hive mind. At that time, I soon grew out of it, but it's being in lockstep is nothing more than complete and utter submission to getting from A to B in some kind of unified fashion.
John, we're not on the cusp. We're not on the cusp, brother. We've been under martial law. It's just been martial law light.
Yeah, martial law light.
Yeah. That's all it's been. And now,
now, a matter of fact, I'll be the fact guy here for a minute. 2001 or 12, what is it? 9/11. Okay, when 9/11 happened, we went under maritime law. Maritime law is like the little sister to martial law.
Right.
You see that gold fringe around that flag behind Pelosi and all these other politicians giving the speeches. That's what that gold fringe is for. It's for maritime law. So what they're really doing right now is they're playing on the maritime law. They know they got that covered, but they're infringing more and more into martial law because it's got to phase in, phase out. Phase in. And because if they tried martial law all at one time, I think the people would rise up and there'd be a lot of people dead. If they tried to do it overnight, with mass, arrest and knocking on everybody's door at 2 a.m., there'd be a mess. And they don't want to do that. They want to ease us into it. You got all these mayors giving us all this free stuff, governors, and they're wanting to give us free money. Well, Lord, they've been giving the blacks free money since 1973. LBJ said, I'm not going to quote him because I'm not going to say the N-word. I've done it many times, so I'm not tonight. But it says, give them N-words welfare, and they'll vote Democrat for the next 200 years. That is a quote coming from LBJ.
Yes.
When talking about getting the black vote. Give them welfare. They'll vote for us forever. Money, free stuff. Free stuff. And he was right.
Yep.
Yeah. You know
Gee, then
what
again,
I'm
you
finding
realize-
amazing?
Well, go ahead, John. Yeah, go ahead.
What I'm finding amazing is they trash CNN in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Not a lot of talk about there, is there? If that
No.
was a white group, holy crap. If that was a group of strictly white people that did that to that building, oh, Jesus. The white supremacists, the white nationals, they're destroying this country. But it's black, so hey, whatever. It's acceptable.
Well,
Are you
they
kidding
also,
me?
well, yeah, you're 100% correct, John. They also had 2 different killings in different places. They had one in Northern California where a guy was shot, a protester was shot by other protesters. They're not talking about that. And there was one in Indianapolis that was a protester was killed by other protesters last night, but they're not talking about it because it doesn't fit their narrative.
Exactly.
Indianapolis is up to 3. They got 3 dead now.
I saw one.
Minneapolis in Minnesota.
No, Indianapolis.
Indianapolis in Indiana.
Indiana. Wow.
Indiana.
I had missed that one. Got by me today. I
Yeah,
hadn't
they're
heard
up to
about
3.
that. Wow. How many cops? Any cops dead or injured? Other than the one stab?
A federal agent.
Yeah.
A federal agent.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
That was
federal agents killed.
Northern California.
Yep.
I've been a cracker all my life, Miss Mary, so don't you worry about it none. You're in good company. I don't care what kind of cracker they want to call me. Don't bother me a bit. You know what I tell them when they're all said and done, and they get all their cracker jokes out of the way. I'll say, now, if you really want to know who the crackers are, yeah, I'm a cracker, because at one time we had a baseball team here in Georgia called the Georgia Crackers. So yeah, I'm a cracker. You're calling me a cracker trying to be derogatory, and you're upholding my team. So go right ahead and call me a cracker. I've been a cracker all my life. And they just go, they don't like it, but it don't matter to me.
They don't like when you talk common sense.
There's a little store down the road here, and the guys I don't know where they're from. Never asked them. They're like 3rd generation Muslim. I know that here. So they've been here a while, but he's all the time asking me stuff. He knows I do this kind of stuff, and he's all the time asking me questions. And he'll ask me, and it's always one of those provocative questions, to where the answer takes a little more than just a yes or no answer. And so I'll get started, and people behind start lining up. Well, I'll go ahead and get my stuff, and I'll get out of the way, and I'll just keep talking to him over here while he's doing them. And you ought to see some of the looks I get from these people. I mean, I talk to them just like I do y'all, and he keeps saying, "Are you for real with this stuff? Are you for sure? Are you sure?" I say, "Yeah, I'm sure." And then these people are just looking at me like, "Oh, a Trump supporter," because they're, most of the people around this part of the country in Georgia's blue. So I like being red and blue.
Yeah.
I love going the wrong way against traffic.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Don't forget to bring in Hobo here before too long.
Okay, I will.
Can't forget to bring him in.
Let me make a comment real quick on what Krabby had wrote.
Okay.
They said, and this whole thing was not about race. It was about the tyrannical government overreach of police departments.
Yeah.
Krabby, the overreach of government does not fit their narrative. The race war fits their narrative. And that's what it's all about. They know we're awake. They know that they're targeted, and they needed a big distraction. This, like the pandemic, is just another huge red flag, people.
That's
It's
all it
bought
is.
and paid for. Look on the internet. You can see all over where all the major riots are going on. Just miraculously, pallets of bricks are showing up. Who's paying for these pallets of bricks when there's no construction going on?
Right.
Also, watch the cops. When we used to go to riots, we didn't bring our cruisers right into the center of the riot. You parked them down the road.
No,
These guys are bringing the cruisers right to the center of the riot, and they're getting torched. Think about that. The police departments are getting burned, and nobody's doing anything about that. Think about that, people.
Yeah.
Think about it. This is all part of the chaos. It's planned chaos.
It's all for video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all for video.
It's
It didn't
all
hurt
it's
those
all for
cruisers.
optics.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, shoot, man, they may have lost 3 or 4 or 5 cruisers, but look, Gord, look at the publicity they got. You know, I mean, Atlanta was on the news, you know, half the night. And believe me,
How
that's
much?
all it's about.
You know how much those units are worth, depending on
probably.
the age?
I would say a brand new one, decked out with everything, probably close to $100,000.
Yep. Yeah, with all the electronics, everything else,
bells
you're
and whistles and everything else, tag
Yeah.
readers and all that shit. Yeah.
yeah, you're looking at between 80 and 100 grand, depending on what type of vehicle it is. If it's an SUV, because they got to outfit all those things with ballistic panels. The doors
Right.
have to have ballistic panels. You
Mhm.
name it. There's all kinds of other stuff that they do to them. But the thing with like John said is, you have personnel carriers where they
Right.
can move people inside large vehicles without bringing. They can bring like 30 people instead of bringing 30 units. They could bring 30 people on a large vehicle, but they don't. They're not. They're bringing their vehicles down there, and they're letting them break them, smash them, and then they were saying that some of the rounds, they were hearing rounds going off because a lot of those units have ammunition in the trunks. So once they get hot, they're going to start popping.
Yes. Yep. We used to carry ours in the trunk too.
Yeah. Well, you want to hear a funny story about that? Out where I'm at, when I was still with the department, they had, I believe it was 6 or 7 units from one station burn up. And what it was is they couldn't figure out why, because that station was out in the desert where it gets 120 in the summer, but they kept burning up and they couldn't understand why. They're like, is it the electronics? What's going on? What it was is these guys were carrying flares in the trunk.
Yeah.
In an unsecured fashion instead of having them in a tub. So they'd be rocking back and forth when they're driving out in the sticks out on dirt roads. They'd be banging against each other. They'd spark, and there goes the unit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It took them 7 cars burning up to figure out that's what it was.
Really?
Yeah. Because not everybody that's an administrator in law enforcement is the sharpest tool in the shed. John knows exactly what I'm talking about. It is the idiot who locks himself out of his unit, leaves his gun at the convenience store in the bathroom, accidentally keys up his mic during a personal conversation, accidentally leaves his unit unlocked and somebody steals the gun. People like that are the ones that get promoted. And I am not joking. And John knows exactly what I'm talking about.
You're right.
It's the guys that are idiots, but because they went to school and got a degree in pottery, now he's smarter than a guy with 15, 20 years experience. Get out of here with that crap.
Yeah.
Invader Zim. This is not about color versus color, but eternal struggle of good and evil. And you're exactly right. Yeah. And that was the point I was trying to make, that it doesn't matter if you're black, white, or brown, or yellow. But it's where it starts. You know, it's not really about the color. It's about the good and evil. But part of the good and evil, part of the evil is trying to bring that other into it.
There you go, Bobby. That's what I was going to say. Exactly. That is what the evil wants. is the race war.
Yeah. It's
Listen,
the easiest one to start.
it is. And it's always a distraction, people. It's the same people doing this over and over. They use the same playbook every time. There's always a red flag, and here it is. They know that their days are numbered.
Yeah.
And they have to have these distractions. And then they'll come out acting like they're heroes.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
unbelievable. It really is.
Armed American Patriots said Democrats are trying to make whites look bad before the election since Joe Biden is a white black man.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Joe Biden's an idiot. But yes,
No,
12B Georgia just brought up. Yeah, exactly. 12B Georgia just brought up a good point. Prep before the next lockdown. I would not be the least bit surprised if they don't lock us down again over what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Not in the least.
No,
There was an announcement today.
Definitely going to put curfews on us for sure.
They already are.
Well, they just put they just put a curfew down here, 7 o'clock tonight. But there's already talk that FedEx, UPS, and the Postal Service is going to stop all deliveries because they're not going to put their people in harm's way.
They better. Well,
So
good.
no packages, no mail. You know what this is? I mean, once again, this is going to put a big dent in the economy.
I know it's going to
And
put
you
a
notice-
big dent in mine.
I'm telling you right now, if a Democrat was in office, we wouldn't be seeing this crap go on.
Yeah.
Hey, Bobby.
As we get closer to the election, go ahead.
Yeah, Rod, go ahead.
Bobby, can you drop me out for a minute? I got to take care of something, and then I'll hop back in.
Yeah, I'll just remove you for a minute. There we go.
There we go.
Keep going, John.
I lost
Travis said
my
we're still
train is
missing the whole footage of the tape. It won't justify the death of George Floyd, but it would probably show that the cop would have acted the same regardless of the race they resisted. And you're probably right, but this guy knew this guy. I think he was doing it. Well, maybe he had a little bit of ulterior motive.
I have questions, and I'm digging into it now. There's more to this than just a cop kneeling on a guy's neck. Personally, there's something that stinks about this whole thing. They know too much. All right. How quick after he was transported had they done the autopsy on him? No time flat. It takes weeks to get the results for an autopsy. It's funny how when it's something like this, they have the answers that quick. Think
That's
about
true.
it, people.
It's always been that way.
Yeah, think about it. There's something about this that ain't right.
That's cool. That's cool. That's just the way they like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, let them. They're going to anyway. Until some of us stand together and stand up and stop it.
That's what I keep saying. I keep saying it. Until we stop it, it's going to continue. This, with these people rioting in the cities, it's just another distraction, people.
Yeah.
It really is.
No doubt about it. None at all.
So, Sam,
It won't be long, guys. Go ahead.
No, Sam just wrote, I want to see the ME's bank account. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I've been trying to shout her out. Hey, Sam, how you doing? Yeah. An armed American patriot, Rooster, Linda, Teresa, Jeff B. Thank you guys for coming in. Dang, I was going to say something. I can't remember what it was. Old age is creeping in.
That's all right. But
well, it's like that story I heard the other day. This guy went to the doctor, and doctor told him he had Alzheimer's. And he said, but there's more. You also have cancer. And then the guy says, well, it's a good thing I don't have cancer. He couldn't remember. He'd just been told he had cancer, but now he couldn't remember that he'd been told. So it's Alzheimer's patient. I thought it was funny when I heard it. He was, I I sort of wish I had Alzheimer's right now. Maybe I wouldn't know. I don't know if it's better knowing or not, to be honest with you. But I've always said, that if it was ever my time, that personally I would like to go sort of slow. I'd like to. That way, I'd be able to do a few things that I would, really like to do, and then just phase it on out. But we're not going to talk about that right now. I'm going to the doctor Thursday, and I'm not going to say any more about it until I go to the thoracic surgeon Thursday, and I'll know a whole lot more. So Friday night is going to be the next time I talk about this. Sorry I got off on that tangent, but I was just sorry, guys. It's a lot to deal with. But
Don't be sorry at all, Bobby.
But I'm gonna keep an stiff upper lip, much as I can. Let's see.
Don't be sorry at all.
I think I got some stuff here. Maybe. Let's see. Headline here. Oh, we haven't mentioned that Trump is turning Antifa into a domestic terrorist organization. This is only about 2.5 years too late since the day he became president. He should have done that.
And why do you think he's doing that now, Bobby?
Well, according to this, it says the move comes after a week. Hang on a second. Oh, come on. Dang it. Please don't do this to me. A week of rioting and senseless violence in the streets of America while protesters rightfully and peaceably demonstrate over the tragic and senseless death of George Floyd across the nation this week. I agree. It was a terrible thing. They ought to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. So these people that were protesting George Floyd across the nation were joined by Antifa members who spread violence and chaos on the streets. Well, why didn't they think of Antifa doing that up in Portland? Why didn't they think about that, before they knocked that reporter's head in and hurt all those innocent elderly people? See, that's the thing. They don't go after a hard target. They go after a soft target. Somebody that won't fight back, or they hit you from behind. I've been saying for years that Antifa should be definitely a terrorist organization. And now it is. So,
yeah.
Come on, brother.
And the reason why is because they made it onto the White House lawn.
Exactly. I was going to say
that's why.
Yeah.
You notice how it works? Absolutely. When it comes to their front door, then they make a law. When it comes to your front door, don't protect them.
Don't shoot them. You'll go to jail. Don't protect yourself. You'll go to jail.
You know what, though? We're to that point where that ain't going to matter.
They have the right to protest. Yeah, they do have the right to protest, but not in my yard. So you never know how it's going to go. But see, now that how long has it been, John, since we've heard anything about Antifa? Seriously. The last time we heard anything about Antifa was that little deal they had up in Portland that weekend that everybody was watching, but the cops kept all the patriots over here and let Antifa run through the streets, but kept them segregated by putting our guys, the white guys, behind barricades with police guards. And the Antifa was allowed to just go willy-nilly through the town and do whatever they wanted to do.
Think about this. Antifa was active in Portland. There was fights going on. People were picketing. People were rioting all over the world. And then COVID came in and all that stopped. Then COVID didn't work out as well as planned. And now they
didn't kill quite enough of us, John.
Well, they didn't kill quite enough of us, number one. And number two is the people didn't fall for the bullshit story. And they woke up to it. And so here we are now. We're burning our cities down because of some individual getting killed.
You're right, Rooster. Police are not our friends. It says the pawn shop owner that shot that looter got arrested. His pawn shop was looted after the police took him to jail. Police are not your friends. I agree.
It's sad. It really is.
There he's back. All right. Our friend California Critic is back. Rod, thanks. Thank you for coming back. We missed you.
I had a quick conversation with Hank. He's
Did
being
you?
he's a bit he's busy right now because they're burning stuff down in LA and he's pretty upset. So I had to calm him down because he's like, why are they burning stuff down? I don't come to their street and burn their stuff down. So he's gonna put out a video in a little while and tell you how he feels about these rioters coming down there and burning up his neighborhood.
Okay. So he's not going to come on with us tonight?
No, he's busy trying to keep his section
All
of
right.
the street from getting burned
next time
down.
you don't weasel out of it. Okay.
That
Next
works.
time you don't get out of it.
Armed,
Right.
armed American patriot, absolutely. This isn't about Floyd. This is about Antifa funded by Soros using Floyd as an excuse. Absolutely. This is a red flag, people.
That's
They
all
have
it
more
is.
coming, too.
Like Brad
Yep, they have
Evans
more
says,
coming.
COVID came in right after Trump's acquittal,
Yep.
right on the tail
Yeah.
of it. They had to keep it
And
going.
now all of a sudden, you don't hear anything about COVID because of the cities burning.
You are exactly right, Krabby. Fight and defend. She's talking to you. The straw that broke the camel's back, set up by the Rockefellers and the Gates farce.
Yep.
And I didn't say gays, I said Gates.
Yeah.
Just in
Look
case.
it up, people. Look up Operation Lockstep. It'll blow your mind. It'll piss you off too. But you'll better understand what's happening now and why it's happening.
Well, Rod, do you see? I'm not exactly sure exactly where you live, but do you see any of these changes coming to your town and neighborhood and stuff? I mean, is it
Not where I'm at, Bobby. Where I'm at is still considered a conservative area of California. Not super conservative. I mean, because it's Southern California,
right?
but people aren't on the extreme as far as I'm not real close to inner cities like
Gotcha.
LA and all that stuff. I mean, they're everywhere in California, but when you get groups like that, like the individuals burning down the neighborhoods right now in LA, it's a lot of the blacks that are coming from the ghettos surrounding LA. They're going into the heart of LA and destroying stuff, but they're going into Santa Monica, and Santa Monica's got money. So they're going into Santa Monica and they're starting to destroy stuff. But that's what happened in '92 with the riots. You had people coming from all over Southern California.
Now, this
They were
was
all
the
going
Rodney
to
King,
LA.
right?
Yes,
Okay.
they were going. You had people from every corner of Southern California going to LA, like, hey, let's go shopping. We need new furniture. We need a new TV. And they were
So
out
they
there.
went to Watts.
They went right to LA because Watts happened in the 60s, burned all kinds of stuff down. But that's the thing, is that people outside of California don't realize at one time Compton, Watts, and all those areas right there were all white.
Really?
And then slowly, yes, Compton at one time was an all white city, and part of the city charter was they were not allowed to sell to minorities. What happened was when JPL and all the aeronautics started leaving Southern California, the people started moving with the jobs. Like the people that were part of that started moving. So then what happened is blacks started moving in, and slowly Compton, if you go and look at videos on YouTube, you're going to be like, there's no way this is Compton. Beautiful homes, nice lawns. And then slowly it became an inner city, deteriorated. Crime went through the roof. I mean, Compton was so bad that they had their police force disbanded. And then the sheriffs took over because of all the corruption and everything else that was going on. So, like I said, where I'm at, I don't see these changes because I'm not that close to like LA. LA is a few hour drive for me.
Yeah, cool.
But I mean, you got people all over that believe that crap, that are believing these lies, and they're standing there and like, yeah, this isn't right. This is about George Floyd, and it's like, no, it's about you guys being sheep and falling in line and doing exactly what they want you to do, which is destroy your neighborhoods. Because this is the other thing, Bobby and John. All of these neighborhoods that are being destroyed, they're black neighborhoods.
Yep.
Once everything's destroyed,
Oh, there you
you
go.
got here we go. You got people with money that are going to come in, and here's the buzzword: gentrification is going to start taking place in these cities, and these black neighborhoods are no longer going to exist because people like Soros and all these other people that got money are going to come in, buy everything up dirt cheap, raise the
Yes.
rent ridiculously high, and then they're going to force all of the poor inner city kids and their families, they're going to push them out further and further because you hardly see, the only reason you still see a lot of blacks in Compton, in Watts, and Inglewood and all that is because they're generational. So the houses that they live in, grandma bought them way back when and they own them, but they'll never be able to, if they sell them, they'll never be able to go back there. So that's the only reason they're still there. But as time is going on, more and more investors are getting parts of the cities rezoned, building condominiums and apartments and raising the rents and then bringing up the cost of living in the area and pushing these people out. Inglewood is a perfect example. They built the Rams Stadium there, and rent used to be like $1,000 a month, whatever it is. Now it's going up to like $2,000. Some people are saying they're seeing apartments for like $3,000 a month because gentrification is moving in. But this is the problem. These people are so stupid. They are helping that along.
Yeah.
By doing what they're doing.
But it's
like, hey,
but it's good for them right now.
Right.
I mean, but it may not be next month. But right now, that's good. But you never know when that glass ceiling is going to crumble and fall right on top of you.
It's already happening.
And critic that what you were just talking about with them coming in and buying up everything, they're doing that with a lot of the stores that have been closed down because of COVID. And if you look, that's all part of Agenda 20 or 21 rather.
Yeah,
is buying up everything. Soros. Yeah, I mean, we know for sure Soros has been buying all the foreclosed farms throughout the United States. He's buying them all up.
So are the Chinese.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. So,
and I'll guarantee it, people, it's we have so many people right now with their finger on the trigger pointing at the United States to take us down in so many different ways with many different kinds of guns. You know, some are going to be political, some are going to be financial guns. Then you're going to have the real guns. And then you're going to have the people pulling the triggers on those guns, and it's not going to be a one-sided affair when that happens. Right. And I most of all regret that we have come to this place in our society, but it's inevitable as they push their cabalist agenda. They're forcing themselves into this. It's
well. I always go back to. I always go back to the book, The Turner Diaries, which was federally banned after they said Timothy McVeigh used that book to do the Oklahoma City bombing. And in that book, it stated, in our generation, the streets would be so violent that it wasn't ever safe to leave your home, not to go shopping, not to go to work, nothing. And here we are. Funny how that book was banned by the federal government.
He decided to
there we go.
Hank.
Yo, what's up, bro? I wasn't trying to weasel out, Bobby. Like somebody burned my cardboard, man.
I wonder, I just see your face had changed a little bit.
Yeah, because I'm trying to blend in with those snowflake weirdos. They really hate you when you're a hobo, but you vote for Trump. And to all the viewers out there, if you see a shopping cart with Hank on it, some dude stole it from me.
Who'd you steal it from?
That's none of your business, bro. I mean, I got it from a store that's closed down because of COVID. They were just giving them away.
Just had them sitting out there for the taking.
Yeah, it says Sears, but I scratched it out. It says Hank now.
So are you living on the streets, or are you getting covered up at night in this? I mean, you're in California. You can live anywhere.
Well, yeah, I could travel light because you don't have a house. It's easy to move around.
Yeah.
But I pretty much sleep wherever my feet stop moving. So, like, if I'm walking by the beach, I'll just like pull up some dirt and lay on it. But now, like, a judge is like telling the mayor, Gay Seti, that guy, he's like, hey, you need to move the hobos. And I'm like, hey, you stupid judge, where are you going to move us? We don't have houses. What a dummy.
Well, yeah, but they're fixing to be putting all of everybody up in hotels.
Yeah, but have you ever seen some of these motels? I'd rather live in a dumpster, man.
Yeah, the food's right there. You don't have to go get any.
Right, and you don't have bed bugs in the dumpster. Those
Just
little
maggots
suckers are-
and flies, yeah.
Yeah, but then
Well,
you
there's a
could
lot
use
of
that as
protein.
like, yeah, but you could use that as bait
For what?
to draw in the demo rats, and then you knock them over the head, and then take their money and say you're underprivileged,
Oh.
and then you get out on no bail because California's stupid. You could rob people, beat them up, and then they're like, COVID-19, can't go to jail. And then I just go back to crime. I mean, I don't do crime, but my homeless brothers do. Did you see this? Did you see the story where my homeless brothers beat up Jose Biden?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Jose was like trying to be a sicko and attack some girl, and my brothers heard and they beat him up. But you know, they were good guys. They left him in a basket for the cops to find him.
I hope it didn't have
So,
your name on it. Maybe that's where your buggy's at, man.
Yeah.
you know what?
Yeah,
I
hopefully-
hope not, because it has my name, and they'll, you know, cops will try to frame you for anything. So I got to get out of here because, like I said, I got to try to find some cardboard, and with like nobody buying appliances, that stuff's like hard to come by, like toilet paper. So I'm gonna get
Well,
out of
good luck.
here.
Good luck to you, Hank, and hope you find a place to stay dry. Oh, that's
I
right.
will.
It doesn't rain in Southern California. I forgot.
Well, it does when I pee on the guy next to me while he's sleeping. Just call me Hank R. Kelly. All right, I'll see you guys later. Time to go shopping.
All right, Hank. See you later, Hank.
Later. Bye,
Later.
Operation Lockstep.
We'll see you, bud.
Oh, I love that guy. I really do. I do.
Now that boy's cheese is off the cracker.
Yeah, he's good. I like him. He always makes me laugh. There. Well, look, his brother's back.
Yeah, Hank's something else, John. You know as well as I do. When with the stuff we've seen, you have to keep yourself sane somehow.
Absolutely, brother.
Yeah,
I completely understand that.
At least you
we
don't
have,
walk around.
We tend to have a sense of, you know, how we look at things.
Yeah,
So.
people. I tell people that all the time, and they don't seem to understand, because you and I will talk about some stuff, or like I'll talk about some with my other family members that have retired from law enforcement.
Yeah.
And we'll find some stuff that people would puke at, and we're just busting up laughing at it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, eating a sandwich at a crime scene.
Yeah, you can't interrupt your lunch, brother.
Well, hell,
Absolutely.
I have ate a sandwich and castrate a horse the same time.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Well, yeah, but you know, had
That's
I've castrated quite a few horses, but
that's a number. That's a number 2 in West Hollywood.
so
You go into the restaurant. A horse castration sandwich. That's a number 2 in West Hollywood.
I didn't say I ate that I ate the testicles.
No, but they do.
Oh, no doubt. Just like they eat mountain oysters, you know. I mean,
oh yeah,
Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah.
Ugh, nasty.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think I'm going Wednesday to Bahama Breeze, and I'm going to have some mahi and watch my sister eat that nasty shellfish.
Yeah,
that's.
I don't eat shellfish. But yeah, we got one place within 50 miles of here that sells mahi, and that's my favorite fish. So yeah, I'm gonna go up there Wednesday. I'm gonna enjoy that.
There you go.
And when you come up, John, we got a Longhorns and a Texas Roadhouse and all kinds of restaurants around here when you come up.
All right.
I put it out there now, people.
Yeah,
All of you know that he's planning a trip coming up here. But now you got to help me hold him to it.
Oh, we'll be there. We'll be there. I'll figure out a date and I'll let you know.
All right, Rod. I'll invite you, but I know that it's more than a one-day trip for you. So,
man, I'll be on the road. Let's see. I think I know my uncle used to travel a lot from Indianapolis out to California, and he said it was about 32 hours. So you're a good distance from there. So it'd probably be a good two and a half days driving.
Oh, nonstop. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can drive 24 hours and still be in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, where I'm at, I've done the math already. If I drove 12 hours, I would hit Albuquerque,
New Mexico. Been there, done.
And then 12 hours more, and I'll barely be crossing the first county of Texas.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be about 2.5 days, and that's if you don't sleep.
Be a run.
That's if you don't sleep.
Yeah, you just do the trucker diet, Mountain Dew and meth.
Hey,
Shh.
I drove a truck for 7 years, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah.
You didn't have to out me like that, though.
Well, hey, let me ask you this, Bobby. Were you a trucker bomber throwing the trucker bombs out the windows?
No, but I was a trashy truck driver back then. Yeah.
Man, I got to share this real quick with the chat. Try not to look at the side of the road when you're going on long trips, because you'll start noticing yellow glowing bottles, especially the further you get away from cities. You'll just start seeing soda bottles, and you're like, what is that? Those are courtesy of your long haul truckers.
Yeah, well, I always use Gatorade jars.
Yeah, that too.
It's better not to. It's easier. They even had what they called a trucker's catheter. It was like a condom, and a small condom, of course. Anyway, but you put that on, and it had a tube coming out the end of it, and it went into a bag strapped to your ankle. Now, I never used one, but I did know some truckers who did. That. Right. Well, like I said, I was a trashy truck driver, and by that I mean I didn't abide by all the laws. I run 3 and 4 log books when that's a big no.
Yeah, and, it's a lot harder to do that now.
Well, yeah. So, but I was driving. I quit driving in 1998. So, and I drove 7 years. So from 1991 until 1998, I drove the truck, which went the last 2.5 years. I went to New York City every week.
Wow.
Well, I'm glad you cleared up what you meant by trashy trucker. I thought maybe you were picking up those lot lizards every once in a while.
No. I didn't spend my money on that. I spent money, but I didn't spend it on that. No.
Krabby just mentioned stories about lot lizards.
Oh no, I don't know much about them. I'll tell you what. We'll tell you this one quick story about lot lizards. And if anybody don't know what a lot lizard is, it's a usually, from what I've ever seen, not a very pretty hooker.
Can I get my?
To be politically correct, they're called pleasure providers.
Oh, is that
So
right?
nobody gets a
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Pleasure providers.
pleasure providers.
What they do is they'd wait until they'd come up to your truck, and I never shut my truck off. It either had the heat running or the air running, and you'd be sound asleep, and then you'd hear a "Want some company?" No, and then you have to get out of your bunk because she wouldn't shut up. Roll down your window and tell her to get the heck away from your truck. Well, I had a lady truck driver who was a friend of my wife's, and she told me when she said, "Oh, let me tell you, you should get you some baby wipes, and every night when you get ready to lay down and go to bed, take a couple of them, wad them up, and just drop them right outside your driver window on the ground." And I said, "What's that for?" He says, "Well, they'll figure you've already done the deed and you've cleaned up and now you're asleep, so they'll pass you by."
That's kind of like a do not disturb sign.
Exactly, and it worked. It worked. No, I didn't care for. I never needed lot lizards. I never had trouble meeting people.
Pleasure providers, Bobby. Pleasure providers.
No. I can honestly say that. Yeah, that's not me. Never has been. Never will be.
Well, that's
Well,
good.
there.
You had me worried when we were talking about it.
Yeah, well, you came back there, California Critic. Either one of y'all got burning desires?
Yeah, I had to. No, I just I appreciate the time to spend with you.
Oh, you too.
I called you the other day and we had a nice conversation. I thoroughly enjoy what you bring to us. Fight and defend. He's on a different page, but I understand where he's coming from because I've been part of that group as well. So when he brings this detailed information, people are like, "Man, this guy gets deep in it." But when you are constantly watching people's behavior as your life and what you do for a living, it almost becomes second nature. I don't know if he's still that way, but you become hyper vigilant of what's going on around you. You're constantly looking around. And it's funny because when you go places, you're always looking around. And I always think, because I still do it, I'm like, I bet you the guy in the control room probably thinks I'm going to steal something.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm constantly looking around, watching people, and it's just out of habit.
Yep. To this day, if I'm in a restaurant, I still sit facing the door. Always.
Yeah.
I do that too as well.
Yeah, so you can see what's coming.
Yep.
I'd much rather have my back to the wall.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna let me get out of here. We went over about 15 minutes, and I'd have stayed with you a few more, but it's time for me to put my back to rest and take another pill.
There you go.
But anyway, guys, I'll see y'all Wednesday night with Fight and Defend and Sam, who is now a regular and has been for a while. And so me, Sam reports, and Fight and Defend will be here Wednesday night at 7:30. And until then, California Critic, thank you, brother, for coming. It's always a pleasure. And call me anytime, and I'll have you on anytime, my friend, anytime at all.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to say good night to y'all, and I'm going to give y'all a chance to say good night to the chat.
What the heck happened there?
Go ahead, Rod.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Oh, I turned the phone. I just want to tell you guys thank you. I'll go back and read the chat because it sounds like there was some shenanigans, and I feel like laughing, so I'll go back and read that. Wherever you are, whoever you are, if you like to laugh, come by my channel. I drop good information, but I also like to mess around and have fun because when you've lived the life that I've lived and seen the things that I've seen, you got to get humor out of life.
And
so God bless all of you.
And you put out short videos that are full of information and are fun to watch, and it doesn't take an hour. So that's always good too. So go ahead, John.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely keep up your drops there, CC. Some of them are pretty comical, and you're right. You know, you do that. You have that dry sense of humor, but you have to. You know, keep your head on straight after what you see. All I can say, people, is look up Operation Lockstep and be safe. Seriously, keep your head down, keep your powder dry, stock up on stuff. Don't stop stocking up, because I really do think we're going to go back into lockdown.
Yeah.
Amen to that. I'm going to say good night to everybody. Thank you for being here so much. Thank you for being here. And thank you, guys. I called you out earlier. Carol Arms, Jeff B., Colleen O'Sullivan, 12B, Georgia. Thank you for your kind PayPal donations. And if I missed anyone, I apologize. That's all I could find. So anyway, thank you so much for that. It's a big help with medication and stuff. So I will talk to you all Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. with Fight and Defend and Sam Reports. We'll be here 7:30 sharp, everybody. So we'll see you then. And until then, keep your powder dry, and let's pray for one another.
Absolutely.
Rod, would you take us out of here in a moment of prayer?
You locked up?
You locked up at
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
Thank you, Rod, for doing this.
Yeah, no problem. Father God, I just come before you and thank you for this opportunity, Lord, to be with like-minded people, with people who love you and love this country. I pray, Father God, for each and every one of our needs, whatever they may be. Lord, we all come in agreement right now and lift Bobby up to you. We put him in your hands, Father God, knowing that you are the author and the creator, that you will be in control of all things. I pray, Father God, for each and every individual that's in this chat, that you would cover them and watch them and protect them in their homes. Place a hedge of protection on all of us. Bless this country, watch over our president, and continue to bring us back from the darkness that this country was allowed to slip into. I ask all of these things, in the name of your son, Jesus. Amen.
So be it. Amen. Thank you very much for that, Rod. Thank you, brother. I certainly appreciate it. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Amen and amen. God bless everyone. We'll see you Wednesday at 7:30. We're going to get out of here and say good night. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, all.